welcome back to the RedSeaPodcast on tennis as always. Uh, You'll excuse me as I try to gather my bearings a bit. Uh, I Stuff is happening and has been happening. I didn't wanna take it back from. I didn't wanna stop it from stopping me. I didn't wanna let it stop me from giving you all the show, but it will be like a few shows ago where I may need some moments to gather my composure. But everything will be fine, as always, and we'll get through it. As always, if you're new, everything you need regarding the show is down below. There is always in solo shows a link to this room which you can copy and take and post to Google to join me, drop your opinions on everything. For example, on shows like today where we are strictly talking about transfers, you can hop on and not only in the comments, but in general, just tell me your thoughts on everyone. Tell me the people you want to bring in, tell me the people you want to go, and stuff like that. You get the point. There is a lot of stuff to get through today, so I hope everything is gonna run smoothly. So let's get into it, shall we? The first person that I do want to touch on is a name that we haven't heard in a bit, and that's the Adryelson rumours that came out a bit ago. Of course, Adryelson is one of the centre back targets that we were looking at. He doesn't seem to be the top target, but there was a reported offer of 3 million from us to Lyon, the now relegated Lyon, of course. Let me actually go to his stats. Of course, I have them ready. Something that I did want to talk about as everything loads to let me know when you all see everything. I think you do, but let me make it a bit easier for you. Something that I did want to say, and I completely forgot because my mind was just elsewhere for a hot minute. I did want to let you all know that stuff with the last episode is progressing, and if you haven't had the chance to catch up to the transfer chatter for Scipioni, it has been available for a few days now, and it's been available to watch normally. The dispute is going on, but the restrictions were lifted, and even when the dispute result comes out, whether it's positive or negative, I will be able to how's it called? I will be able to cut out the part and still keep the show live, or if the dispute gets approved, the show will stay live in general. I will just, until I know what's going on, I will refrain from showing any highlights just in case I get stricken again, because the last thing I want to happen right now is risk losing all the progress that I have made here. Now, moving to Adryelson, as I said, I don't know if there is any further news. I didn't actually catch them, but as far as the last as I have seen, we had offered 3 million for the player. I don't know if anything progressed. I don't know if stuff is progressing. Mourinho still seems to be the top target, but I really don't see us getting the Mourinho deal done, sadly, as he also has, as I discovered today, he also has a 4 million buyback clause with Atletico Madrid, which is really just a shame. Am I stuck? I don't think I'm stuck. I think everything's running fine, at least everything's running fine on my end. Okay. Going back to Adryelson, of course, Adryelson was on loan at Anderlecht for the past few months. Of course, he did play for Botafogo as well, but I am more or less willing to focus on the stuff he did at Anderlecht. There isn't any notable outstanding strengths and weaknesses here, and honestly, I don't think there is anything noteworthy to say. Of course, a lot of consistency shown the past 12 months from the player, a lot of consistency shown uh, in the Belgian league, a lot of consistency shown in Brazil, and the Libertadores a bit less, but still you see greens all around even in the well, that was fun. StreamYard crashed. I apologize for that. I'm back. I don't know up to when all of you heard. Please let me know if you will hear everything I said up until the end. But as I was saying, we're talking about a very defensive centre back. Very, very defensive centre back. Yeah. Yeah, Sherlock, thank you. The main thing is that we're talking about pure out and out stopper. These are I'm not meant to show his one appearance in League One. Jesus Christ, I want to focus on the Pro League mostly, and I am gonna keep checking back and see if everything's running well. He had 10 appearances in the Pro League started date, around 70 minutes per game, got 2 Team of the Weeks. He did score a goal with expected goals being 0.47, but of course I don't want to really focus on these stats. 58 touches per game is very solid for the Belgian League, 86% accuracy in passes, 27.6 in his own half, 12.2 in the opposition, 1.3 accurate long balls, 32% per game in percentages, and the chip passes are 0.5 per game, which is a solid 28. Here is where I want to focus mostly. Clean sheets, 3. Interceptions, 0.8 per game. Tackles per game, 1.1. Possession won in the final third, 0.1 times per game. Balls recovered per game, 2.1. Dribble pass per game, 0 times. Almost 6 clearances, 5.8. Duels won 3.6 per game, which is 64 on average. Ground duels won 1.6, which is 84%. And aerial deals won 2, which is 54%. Possession lost around 7 times per game. Fouls per game 0.2 and was fouled 0.4. That's his stats in the Belgian league. Of course, not worthy to say that we are talking about a 27-year-old who is tall. He is severely tall, football-wise. And I do want to go on and focus on his stats as well in the Europa League, where he didn't play much, but I do want to focus on these two appearances, where he played the full 90 in both. I want to focus on what he did in general. He had 76 touches per game. He had 54 accurate passes, which is 87. Accuracy in his own half. I didn't expect the page to refresh. I apologize. Give me a quick little second for everything to catch back up. Christ, today didn't start well, and today the show is not really managing to cooperate, and I apologize for that. But yeah, as I was saying, he had 54 accurate passes, 87%. Accuracy in his own half is 41 regarding passes, which is 91%. Accuracy in the opposition half is 13, which is 72%. What's also noteworthy is the balls recovered per game, which is 3.5, 7 clearances, 8.5 duels won per game in total, which is 71. Ground duels won is 1.5, which is 60, and aerial duels won is 7, which is 74%. Possession lost 9 times. Fouls per game is 1.5. 0 yellows, 0 reds. Adryelson is an interesting case. He's not the top target for a reason, of course, but he's definitely not a bad center forward. We'll see how the story manages to progress. I did talk about this, that Mourinho seems to remain Mendilibar's top target, but I don't really think that move is feasible. I do want to talk about this. I was planning to go into stats regarding Leo Ortiz, but I don't think I will, because right before I started the show, we already knew that Flamengo did value him at 15 million. And let's not lie to ourselves, we were never going to pay up that much. But as we learned from the reports that came out a bit ago, Juventus did manage to pay up that 15 million, as far as I'm aware. So that is a lost case, honestly. Let me fix the camera up a bit. Now, the next big segment of the show is Loan Watch, something I posted about a while ago, something that I did manage to find on what we're planning to do with everyone. And I want to go through the list really quickly to keep you all informed. There were reports today that Andreas Doi is gonna go on loan to Hellas Verona. He was close to agreeing, the team was close to agreeing with a 3.5 million buyout option. But again, right before I started, I think a report came out that the original scenario seems to be more true, that Andreas Doi will remain with Rio Ave. I am not aware if it will be a loan or a permanent move. I'm pretty sure that if he is set to remain with Rio Ave, it will still be considered a loan. Either case seems promising for the player. I just don't see a reason to add 3.5 million clause, given that there is still potential to get more. So if the Hellas Verona move happens, I hope at least the option is a bit higher, because I think Doi is worth at least at least a bit more. In other good news, Pep Biel is going to stay with Charlotte for the foreseeable future until December 2025. His loan did get renewed. Pep Biel is more or less treated like an absolute god in Charlotte, and I don't enjoy it, to be honest. I just want to check what he did really quickly in the MLS. He has started the 2025 season with 6 goals and 8 assists. There is no point to share this because I am not going to bother to go through BL stats analytically. There is no reason to, especially since he is not going to come back. There have been a lot of mixed opinions regarding Pep BL. And there have been a lot of mixed reactions regarding Pep BL. And up until a point, I did actually understand the argument of, yeah, he never was used correctly here, yeah, this, yeah, that, he came in a bad period. But could Pep BL in a universe actually make sense in Olympiacos? Yeah, but it's not that one. He didn't give much to the club. He was then not good enough by Mendilibar, and he has found his level, in my opinion. And I hope that he does stay at Charlotte. And I'm not saying that with any malice in the slightest. I'm just really, truly hoping that he does actually stay with Charlotte on a permanent, because he is performing there. It seems to be, he seems to have found his best self in the MLS, so I hope he does stay there. The next one on the list was Yorgos Masouras. Yorgos Masouras is not considered in Mendilibar's plans, but I don't think that Masouras will remain with Bochum either. But the main interest regarding the player does stand at does stem from Germany. I don't know if it's from the Bundesliga or Bundesliga side. I am just aware that there is massive interest from Germany for Masouras, so don't be shocked if we see a move like that in the near future. A case that I am very happy to talk about, and he's one of the very few that I will actually talk about stat-wise regarding the loan, is this one. Let it actually load up. Give me a second to go down here. And that's Alexis Kalogeropoulos. Kalogeropoulos, who will stay in the team. He is the most likely to stay from the loan. He's coming back as a fourth, fifth choice center back. Of course, he's had 2 full years at Polos, with this year being much better, and the last one was very consistent, very highly regarded. Of course, his 2 main strengths noted here are the ones that I would note as well, which is positioning and the ground duels, which is 2 of the main qualities that Mendilibar would adore. That's why he is said to be the most favored in being given a chance. He played a lot this season. He was always a starting center back. He did score a very crucial goal as well, to be totally honest. His hit map is very impressive. With 33 starts, 33 and 33, 100% starts with 84 minutes per game in total, managing to get 3 Team of the Weeks. A very crucial goal for Bolos when it came, but of course I'm not going to focus on the attacking stats. 58.6 touches, 39.2 accurate passes, which is 86%. In his own half, it was 28, which is 92%, and in the opposition half, it was 11.2, which is 73%. Accurate long balls is 2.8, which is 48, which is very impressive in regards when chatting about a centre back, of course. And accurate chip passes is 1.5, which is 60, which is again very impressive. And the accurate crosses is 0.1. 8 clean sheets in those 33, which was the main reason that those clean sheets gave. 0.9 interceptions, 1.2 tackles per game. Possession won in the final third is sadly 0, but balls recovered per game is 3.5. Dribble passed 0.4, which is a very impressive number regarding Kalogeropoulos' age as well. 5.3 clearances per game. Just one error leading to shot and goal, and one penalty committed. Total duels won is 5.6, which is 66%. Ground duels won is 2.4, which is 69%. And aerial is 3.2, of course, which is 64%. Possession loss 7.2, was fouled 1.2, and accumulating 4 yellows. It's not simply that it has been a very good season for Alexis Kalogeropoulos. It is more that he has been recognized for his potential. It's more that Mendilibar has seen what he can give to the team, what he can give in general, and it's honestly just a very nice feeling to know that we have another kid at center back that can slowly come in and has the potential enough to slowly, as time moves on, which he has plenty of, take over the position. And honestly, I'm very excited to see if Kalogeropoulos stays, what he can give throughout the season. The next one on the list is, of course, Ruben Vezo. Vezo is transfer listed. Stefanos Bakoulas, who we were all wondering why he didn't stay last summer, why he didn't stay in the squad. And I'm wondering the same thing, honestly. But he will either come back to play for the B team or remain with Silaidopoulos at Rio Ave. Of course, I don't have him noted down on the list, but Papacanelos is going to go on loan to Rio Ave as well. Betancourt is the second person that will reportedly get a chance in pre-season, especially now with Babis Kostoulas being sold. There is a big chance Betancourt remains as a rotation piece in Olympiacos, especially with how needed he will be in the Superleague. And honestly, I really hope that Betancourt stays, because when we're not going into a debate of whether it's Yaremchuk or Betancourt, Yaremchuk has a third striker, technically, which is what he will be if he stays. He'll be a proven and good, honestly, good enough addition for especially the Super League. Nelson Abbey is set to stay with Rio Ave under coach Silaidopoulos. Kostas Kostoulas is a whole different case because Kostoulas is either said to be loaned out or sold. He has massive interest from an offer who are building a very good squad, and he has massive interest from most of the clubs in Norway's first division, so we'll see how that goes. Nikos Gotzamanidis, who was in Lamia that got relegated, is set to come back and play for the B team. Doron Leitner has been loaned out to Tel Aviv with an option to buy. I'm not aware if it's mandatory. I don't think it is, but of course time will tell, because as past cases have shown, you never know if it's mandatory. Isidoros Koutsidis is set to come back from Volos as well. and play with the beat him. Of course, all this is set to change, as we saw with Doi, with Hellas Verona showing interest and maybe even getting him. But this is as things stand when this is being streamed. Adryelson, of course, who is still said to be the next one up. At goalkeeper, he's said to either stay for one more season at Rio or come back and play the B team. Liachos was not renewed, so he will enter the free agent market. Koutsogoulas is going to play with the B team. Nikos Athanasiou, who was bought and immediately loaned back to Atromitos, will either do the same thing and stay one more season to Atromitos, or maybe join people in Rio Ave on loan. Athanasiou is said to have a future at Olympiacos, but his future is maybe not just set in stone yet, and in fears of not giving him enough time, he will probably go out on loan once again. Of course, a lot of stuff is at play now, which is something we'll talk about later as well, which is the whole Francisco Ortega case. We'll talk about that in a bit. DB Keita is someone that I didn't expect to come back, to be honest, but I am very happy that he will. And he's said to come back and strengthen the B team as well. And another person that will strengthen the B team, that's how the loans are going to go, is this kid. Center mid left wing, 17-year-old star from Megaleo, who impressed in the under-19s Superleague and who impressed in the Superleague 2 as well, with the limited appearances that he got. And that's Petros Kolokotronis, who has already been announced to come and play for Olympiakos. And I'm honestly very excited to see this kid, and it's another massive just point of credit for the scouting department and the transfer department success in general for Olympiacos, the transfer department and scouting department progress in general for Olympiacos, to be honest. Now, this case is, I'm very excited to see this kid play as well, honestly. The research that I have done has shown me a lot, and I'm very, very hyped to see what he can do for the big team for us now. This case has tired everyone, including me. But we have further developments in regards to Alan Saint-Maximin. Contradictory reports today with the man that started it all, which is of course FPL. He's still saying that Olympiacos are severely interested, and Alan Saint-Maximin has not offered himself to anyone yet, or that was the reports a couple of days ago at least, when it was written somewhere that Saint-Maximin has offered himself to Panathinaikos as well as Olympiacos. But reports today as well that Alan Saint-Maximin may be heading back to France and may be giving priority to top 5 league. Of course, we knew how hard this situation would be from the start. If FPL is to be believed, which I trust the guy, honestly, because he does seem to know stuff. The club is still in direct contact, and if deemed necessary, we will try. But as I've said from the start, with this case, don't be very positive, and as it seems, don't be shocked if he ends up back at League and next season. But we'll see. Going from confusing to positive, Christos Mouzakitis. Thank Christ, those aforementioned in a couple of episodes ago. Thank God, those news were fake. Of course, Olympiacos not looking to sell Mouzakitis. Olympiacos not looking to give up any of their main core players, at least not in the slightest are in a hurry to. But Mouzakitis has interest from everywhere still. Atletico Madrid still severely interested. Bournemouth back to being interested. The two Milan clubs, Juventus, there is a lot of interest regarding Mouzakitis, but he will not be sold. I think the price to even start thinking about selling him will be 30 million to even start thinking about it, and then we'll see. So we're talking about something very positive. Now, another piece of divisive news, which is the whole Ortega and River Plate situation. River have been monitoring Ortega for a while. River have been monitoring his situation for months, as far as I was made aware, and they have inquired about Ortega and they are set to make an offer. Olympiacos reportedly value him at around 7 million. I would love to get 10 and above, but we need to tread carefully, especially with fullbacks. And in my opinion, we need to find a replacement first and then sell. Ortega being sold will benefit the club. But let's not lie to ourselves, but nor should it happen for a fee less than we want, nor should it happen without finding a proper replacement. Whether that's Bruno and Athanasiou comes in as the second man, if the club deems that necessary, that's fine. But honestly, I'll be more than happy to see how the club handles it, and I think that it will be a very beneficial situation for the club. Of course, with no disrespect being meant towards Francisco Ortega, because a lot of disrespect has been thrown his way, and I don't believe that anyone of the squad that won the Conference League should be disrespected in any way. But we'll see. And before I end off with a solid 35 minutes again, there was a lot to say and yet nothing really to report on. I just wanted to give you all a small update. It's that Christopher Velde is looking for a club, he's looking for offers, and he seems to be on the out. That's about it. I don't know if anything has been announced while I've been live, but I'll be here no matter what, and no matter when, to keep you all updated, give you all the best content I can. I appreciate you all for all your care. I appreciate you all for all your understanding, because these past few weeks have been tough as hell, and I'm trying to give you all the quality I can. See you soon, hopefully with basketball, because it's been a bit. I'm waiting for the announcements of the players that are set to be announced, and I'm going to touch on the news in general as well, because some exciting things can happen, and you all know how much I love this sport. Thank you. See you soon.